here with reaction. Brian Claypool, criminal defense attorney. Brian, police have said very little about almost every aspect of this investigation, down to how the Reiners died, although it was reported in several media outlets that it was a tragic, horrific, bloody scene, and that they died, I guess, by multiple stab wounds. Why the dearth of information thus far in this case?
Yeah, hey, Laura, always great to be with you. Yeah, what's happening here is Nick Reiner was arrested without a warrant. What does that mean? There was no grand jury indictment, and there wasn't a probable cause affidavit signed off by a judge. That means the police officers went over there, they felt like he was a risk, and they had to arrest him without any of the above. So the significance of that in California is that prosecutors now have 48 hours from the time that Nick Reiner is detained, but you exclude over the weekend. So the clock starts ticking today. So by tomorrow at 5 o'clock, the district attorney in Los Angeles County needs to get the package of information from the Los Angeles Police Department with all of the evidence and all of the recommendations by the police department. Then by 5 o'clock tomorrow, Nathan Hochman, the LA County DA, is going to have to formally charge Nick Reiner, or else he gets released, Laura. That's the law in California.
So, Brian, in this period of time, I assume, and correct us if we're wrong here, it's just DNA gathering, evidence gathering, perhaps interviewing him or others who had been with them earlier in the evening, where apparently there was some terrible fight that other partygoers had overheard at Conan O'Brien's holiday party, and it got pretty bad, I guess, at one point, and I guess there had been violence that was openly discussed in that household in the past, property damage and so forth. So I guess, from the surface of all this, he was an obvious first suspect in this, but now they got to get the DNA, correct?
Yeah, exactly, Laura. Yeah. For your viewers, I mean, Nick Reiner was in and out of rehab 17 times in 2018. Apparently, he completely trashed and thrashed the guest house there, allegedly under the influence of methamphetamine. So this looked like, tragically, a time bomb ready to tick. But look, to your point, Laura, yeah, so the police officers arrest somebody, but that doesn't mean you're prosecuted. The prosecutors have to make that decision by tomorrow at 5. They need, for example, the clothing has to be tested of Nick Reiner, right? What's on his cell phone? Did he make any admissions to anybody else? Is there any blood spatter on any of his clothing? What about his car? He drove somewhere after. They got to do a deep dive into the car to see if they can capture any blood spatter there or any DNA. So that takes time. But quite frankly, Laura, the police officers were in a no-win situation here. They saw him as an immediate threat to harm himself or others. They had to arrest him, and now the clock's ticking. But look, when you arrest somebody without a warrant, Laura, that means you're pretty competent. You've got the evidence to get the prosecutor to formally charge him with murder. So I expect that you're going to see that happen tomorrow, by tomorrow afternoon.
And unlike Brown University, I imagine they have cameras that actually work at the entrance to the home and all throughout the house. So, Brian, as always, thank you, my friend.